Hello viewers, we are reporting from the Stranormal studio owned by the W3C in New York. For all of you that don't know, this is a weekly show that talks about a different portion of the internet every time. Last week, we had a riveting discussion about web browsers. Last week's show was very interesting, but I think we have selected an even better topic for today's show. We are going to discuss XHTML. We will go into detail about the history of XHTML and the differences between XHTML and regular HTML. That sounds like a great idea, and I think we should summarize what was in our group's presentation this week. Well, there are many things to say about XHTML. First of all, it is used by many web browsers, and it is very similar to normal HTML. The current widespread used version is XHTML 1.0, and it was created over 10 years ago. Other attempted versions have happened since, but XHTML 1.0 is still the most used. I don't know what you think, but this XHTML 1.0 sounds a little old to me. Well, there is some great news actually. A version of XHTML called XHTML 5.0 will be coming out along with HTML5. Really, that sounds cool. I think we should now go over some of the key differences between HTML and XHTML, and how XHTML should be formatted into a document. Well, in general, XHTML and HTML are very similar. They both have most of the same tags. However, we do know that XHTML is much stricter than HTML. In XHTML, punctuation and order has a much higher emphasis. Oftentimes, tags will not work if they are not formatted perfectly. Also, XHTML requires the quoting of all necessary attributes. These attributes include numbers for size. However, in HTML, these restrictions are much more relaxed and less particular. Finally, all single tags must have a closing at the end. These kind of tags include break and horizontal rule tags. Thank you all for listening to the show today, and tune in next week for our exciting documentary on web designing. Also, let's take the time to thank our sponsor, the W3C. Also, we should thank Wikipedia and HTML Fixit, who helped us prepare our show today. Finally, we should appreciate the presentation made by the other members of our group and the producer of the show.